Hey guys, what's up? This is Michael from Club Yokai, and today I'm going to be breaking down our track for Kabwasa, In My Head. Just to first start off, congratulations Kabwasa on releasing your debut album. You can stream Maiden Flight down below. We worked on tracks 2, 4, I think 7, and 8. Those are Dreamer, You Gon' See, In My Head, and Whole Lotta Love. So yeah, just to first start off, I'm going to be going into the instrumental first, and then I'm going to be showing you how we did the vocals for the track. As you can probably tell, the project file is pretty unorganized. Main reason for that is because there's not a ton of tracks in the instrumental. As you can see, there's only 33. For those who haven't heard it already, I'm going to play the chorus real quick. So obviously it's kind of like a very simple beat. Pretty much has just that kalimba going throughout the entire track, layered with some pretty sparse percussion and drums, as well as just some vocal samples from Splice. The main thing I kind of want to run down is the swing that's in the drums. If we can zoom down over here, you can tell pretty much everything is on the grid, I believe, even the kicks and the snares and the hats. The only thing that's a little off grid is the kalimba, which is kind of like pulling and pushing against the rhythm. That really adds a nice swing to the track. One other thing that also helps is using some sort of percussion loop. We're using this Splice Loop from Oliver's pack, and it really adds a lot of swing, and we kind of, reduced it, I believe, when it first comes in for the chorus, just so it's kind of, in the background, providing that swing, not really in the forefront as much. In addition to that, we kind of just wanted to play around with a lot of Foley sounds. For example, the main sweep / riser is a sync filling up, so I'll play that right here. In addition to the other Foley sounds we have. Let me go solo those real quick. So it's very sparse, but that actually does a lot in the track. I'll play right here. In tandem with that reverse kick sound, it really, brings you into the verse section and introduces the drums in a great way. So but yeah, in regards to this track, there's not a ton going on. We really wanted to leave space for the artist, in this case Kabwasa, just to kind of have him feel it out, take things away if need be. But yeah, this track, I think we did it in like 2 to 3 hours, and then he wrote the majority of it in that same session. So we got it done pretty quickly, luckily, which was nice. I guess the main thing I want to say is that there's a lot of manipulation for the Splice Loop that we ended up picking. This is just a kalimba sound that we found from a random pack. But the main ways we kind of, made it different and, adjusted it, we did a lot of pitch bending, as you can see like right here. Just to add, some variation. We also have it going through an LFO right here, which is the same sample, just running through an auto filter. Just to kind of vary it up, mostly for the pre-chorus. As you can tell in the actual song, the pre-chorus is very spacey. We ran a couple of Kabwasa's ad-libs through a lot of reverb, as well as I think we had another take where he was just doing a random melody, and we kind of put that in as well, just to give it some more space, since the chorus is super stacked as it is right now. So yeah, this is the acapella project file. Main reason why I like to keep the vocals and the instrumental separate is because, as you can tell, the instrumental alone was just 31 tracks, and now if we take into account the vocals, subtracting, the instrumental and the structured track, that's another 15 channels that we're adding, making the total around 46 channels in the project, which actually isn't that bad. But in this case, I kind of just keep everything separate because you never know if we're going to have to go back into the instrumental and add stuff, or, if the vocal layering is going to be pretty heavy. For this one, we pretty much used just one take the entire time. I'm going to just hide everything real quick just so you can see it. There's a lot of vocals just in general for this track, but we kind of, used one vocal and manipulated a bunch to create kind of the other layers that we have throughout. So fortunately the instrumental did not load, but this should be a lot easier to hear the vocals now. So just in context, this is just the main vocal by itself.
Yeah, television, watch me like new. Talk to me like you can free me. I be in my head, it's true, yeah. Ooh, la da dee, la da do. I be in my head like ooh, la da dee, la da do. It's true, yeah.
Cool. So that's just the main vocal by itself. Probably tell it's very sparse. There's not too much going on. We're just running it through some delay and some reverb, as well as these effects, this effect track that I'm using right now. Just some tuning right here. Vocoder kind of to, ease up on the low end and adjust the high end. Glue compressor just to kind of flatten it all out. A little bit of EQ just to, take off all that low end that we don't need, as well as an OTT to give it that brightness. So in order to, buff up the chorus, we actually ended up just taking the vocal we already had. I believe we had a second take of it, and we just ended up pitching it using Little Altar Boy. As you can see right here, we pitched it down a fifth for this one, and then this one, I believe we went up a fifth. So I'll solo those for you to listen right now. So together, it sounds like this.
Yeah, television, watch me like new.
So that adds a lot of width to the vocal, as well as, makes it very clear that, when the vocal gets wide, this is the chorus, it's stacked up. It's a very easy way, especially if you don't have too many takes of the main vocal. This can be achieved, with just one take. You could use two if you want, just to have some more, stereo separation and not run into as many phase issues. But we decided to use two just because we had an extra one laying around. You can really, though, just use one vocal and then, do the Little Altar Boy trick for formant shifting. You can also do that on Ableton if you just click here, warp it, go up 5 or down 5 semitones, and then adjust the formants right here. Main reason why we want to avoid that is because when we tune those, it kind of sounds a little off. So this way we know it's in key and it's just, taking those formants from, up 5 semitones or down 5 semitones. So yeah, the chorus vocal is actually separate from the main verse vocal. I think the main verse vocal is a little bit quieter. I'm going to play it right here.
It's kind of menacing. I'm in my head, I think, but it's cool.
It's a little bit quieter, and we add some more low ends. We still cut pretty hard on the subby sections, but rather than it being cut at 200 hertz, just cut at 116, just to give it more life. As well as the OTT isn't as crazy. It's only at 40% versus the 70%, I believe, that we use for the chorus. So in addition to that, we also have some high harmonies that are being layered right here. So for these, we ended up just using doubles. So what I do for recording usually, especially if I'm with the artist, I usually have them record every section at least 4 times, maybe 5 times if we have time, or if a take came out bad. Main reason for that is because I'm thinking, all right, we can probably get the main vocal, with 1 to 2 takes, especially if it's hip hop. And then the doubles will come from the other 3rd and 4th take that we ended up not using. And then usually from there, you can, splice together some doubles as well as the main vocal using any of the leftover sections that aren't being used in takes 1 through 4. And then finally, take 5 is usually just an extra thing, especially if one of the takes was messed up. So basically, around 4 to 5 takes gives you enough coverage to have a main vocal and as well as 2 doubles or harmonies, which is always nice. Gives you more flexibility, and it's also best to get all that stuff in one session versus having to come back and re-record, mostly because the artist is going to sound different on a different day, and it's just easier just having everything done at once. So in addition to that, we really like playing around with a lot of distortion and reverb. I believe we do it here for these Wabi Vox, both 1 and 2. So I believe this is his main vocal again. But it's just super wet, just to kind of create that space. Next, we have these pre-voxes, which is basically just like the pre-chorus section. We're running it through a different set of effects because we're doing more stuff to it. We have a little altar bar up here, but it's being automated, so you can listen to it right here. So it kind of creates a nice cool effect, kind of similar to guitar distortion. Basically just like formant shifting, but automating that is a really cool effect. It's also cool to do it super fast or super slow. You can kind of create this like weird shifting that's always nice as a transition. So yeah, this is basically how we made Kabwasa's In My Head. If you guys have any questions about the other tracks, let us know. We're probably going to do a beat breakdown for all of them, just because they were super fun to make, and we just want to, showcase what we did for that project. Yeah, so thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys can, make sure to follow us on all of our social media. We're going to be dropping some more beats in the next couple of weeks, as well as a couple songs as well. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Peace out.